This week, Minecraft Live took place, and with it brought many new announcements. But today I will be specifically talking about the 1.21 update reveal, which brings a new structure, a new mob, a very interesting new block, and of course, at the end of the video, the mob vote winner. Before we get started, I would like to mention that Mojang took the same approach as they did last year, with revealing a few features and then the rest during development. This means, as we get closer to the update's release, we will know about more features, and then eventually we will know everything. Speaking of release, I think we might know when that would be, because they mentioned many times in the show that they want to celebrate the 15th anniversary of Minecraft next year, so I assume they would do what they did for 1.14 and try to release the update right before the anniversary. So rather than a June release this year, we could see 1.21 release in either April or May. This is not confirmed, but I'm just going off for what they did during the 10th anniversary. Okay, update time. So the first thing revealed is a brand new structure. It will spawn underground in the overworld, and it is massive. It is called the Trial Chambers. The first thing you might have noticed about this structure is that it is made of entirely new blocks, as well as copper blocks, but look at those new brick types. Those are actually tough bricks. So tough will have a block family now, and you can see in the background there that there's actually deep slate, so this probably spawns below Y0. Not only is the tough different, but the copper. There are many more new copper blocks added here, some oxidized, some not. Interesting how the floor is completely oxidized and the walls are still orange. Not sure if this is supposed to be an ancient structure, but as you can see here, there are traps and a lot of oxidized copper as well, so I guess the lore here means it's an old structure with many challenges. The room you are seeing right here, right now, is the center of the structure, and it is called the corridors. You can see it is very tall and very spacious. There are lots of rooms you could go into. Like, seriously, there's copper everything now. Copper doors, chiseled copper, even copper bulbs, lights. And yes, this structure does have different levels. So right here we can see a player going up to level 2. And then, this is Agnes, by the way. Agnes stumbles across another player right there, because they're all exploring the structure together in their realm. These tough blocks, we get a closer look right here in the light, and they look very kind of 3D looking, I want to say. I know they're not, but the texture artist did a really good job on these tough bricks. The Trial Chambers is like a cross of a dungeon and stronghold, because as you can see here, we have a staircase that looks suspiciously like the stronghold staircases you find, except it's made of copper. By the way, this structure is procedurally generated, which means it will generate differently each time you find a new one. And as we can see here, there are also loot chests. We don't actually get to see if the loot is here in this footage. It's probably subject to change and not final. But yeah, as you can see, another developer here showing us about the new copper bulb block, and if you were to scrape off the oxidization off it, it would get brighter. So the more older it is, the more dimmer it would be. So you can adjust the lighting now in survival Minecraft. I would also assume you can wax this block so it doesn't further age into a further state. No need to bring torches here, just bring your axe. Now we get to the part that makes the structure like a dungeon. So right here we can see the new trial spawner. It is a new variant of the spawner, and it looks mighty cool. And it works much differently than the normal spawner. And it is exclusive to here, and of course, you should expect it is not obtainable in survival. Once you get near it, it will do this cool animation and then summon mobs. The mobs are dependent on what the 4 blocks you see in the corners of, well, if you were to look right there, you can see that there is ice. I know the footage is moving, but look, you can definitely see that there's ice there. So if there's ice around the spawner, that means there'll be strays. And not only strays can spawn here, this is just an example. The amount of mobs the spawner will spawn, or excuse me, the trial spawner will spawn, is dependent on how many players are nearby. Once you and maybe your friend defeated all the mobs, the spawner will summon rewards on top of it. As you can see here, they show emeralds and diamonds. After all of that, the trial spawner will go on cooldown, and its orange texture will turn gray, smoke will come out of it as well. So yes, the cooldown. We don't know how long this cooldown will be, but it will definitely be some time, and the spawner will also be hard to break, almost as if you were trying to break a reinforced deep slate block, so it would take a very long time, and you would get nothing out of it either. So I recommend not destroying it and just coming back once it is fully cooled down and ready to use again, so you can fight it again and get more rewards. Thanks to this block, it is now possible to loot a structure multiple times. As we go deeper into the trial chambers, we will find ourselves a brand new mob. It is known as the Breeze, and it is exclusive to the structure. Now people say it looks like an overworld blaze, so yes, maybe we are getting elemental blazes, but here we can actually see the face is a little different, and it has less rods floating below its head than a blaze would. As angry as it looks, this mob actually does not do too much damage. It is a playful, hostile mob, and will only do damage if its wind projectile hits you directly. It has impressive jumping power as well, so it might jump on your face, which I assume would also do damage. The best thing about the Breeze mob is that it will actually make the room part of the fight. So as its wind projectile hits the wall, it could actually activate some redstone blocks such as trapdoors and levers if it collides with it. As far as we know, the Breeze does not have a drop, but it would be cool if it dropped a Breeze rod, since everyone thinks this thing is a blaze. We don't actually see the Breeze mob die here, the developers just retreat, so maybe this mob is pretty powerful. This is all we got to see of the trial chambers. They have confirmed that there are more rooms in the structure that they did not show off yet. This could also mean that the other rooms might have more new mobs and hopefully even a boss mob. Next up, unrelated to the trial chambers, is the crafter. This block makes automatic crafting possible with the power of redstone. So what you gotta do is open the user interface, put your items in like you're crafting like normal, then you just back out and everything will stay inside. Then all you have to do is power it with redstone, like a button, press the button, and then this block will craft whatever you put in there for you. And there you go, many hanging signs. Assuming you put the recipe for hanging signs in there, but of course you can put anything in here. Now we move on to the more complex uses of the crafter. As you can see here, they have a big contraption here, all connected to this one crafter block. If you want the crafter to use only specific slots, you can disable some by just simply clicking on it. And as we can see here, we leave those 3 in a row open, and we now get automatic iron swords. So yeah, we now have automatic crafting. It is very complex stuff. And as we can see here, the crafter can be used to craft and equip armor instantly. We were told that everything they showed off here will be available in snapshots and previews within the coming weeks. I will be posting this video on a Tuesday, so possibly tomorrow we can see this stuff in a snapshot. If not, then that's alright. Hopefully within the month. And as I said earlier, more features for the 1.21 update will be revealed as snapshots continue. And if you want to know the name and theme of this update, well, we currently don't have a name for the update. That will probably come in like the spring or something. But this update will be focusing on combat, adventures, and tinkering, which matches up with everything we have seen so far. Like the crafter is for tinkering, and adventures and combat is for the trial chambers, as well as combat for the Breeze, because a nice challenge, a nice PvE combat challenge. Mojang also mentioned how they want to improve existing features. So that's kind of what they already did. Like, we got a new type of crafting, we got a new type of like dungeon structure, and that is kind of it for now. Again, we will get to see what old features they will improve later on in this update's development. Alright, now for the final segment of the video, let's talk about which one of the mobs won the mob vote. Things started off as expected, with the penguin getting the least amount of votes and being the first one eliminated. It then went down to the crab and the armadillo, the 2 more useful mobs. The suspense was rising because both of these mobs were loved by the community, and the one that ended up winning was the armadillo. That's right, the mob I voted for won the mob vote for once. I am so proud of my boy, the armadillo. After the winner was revealed, the official Minecraft X account showed us the results of each mob, with the armadillo getting a whopping 42% of the votes. Now, of course, we got the sore losers who are saying that the voting was rigged and hacked because their mob didn't win. Oh no, boo-hoo. Well, no need to listen to them because we are getting wolf armor no matter what, and armadillos too, of course. Please remember that the only year that the mob vote was rigged was the year of the glow squid. But I will admit, all mobs were good. I just decided to go with the armadillo, so of course I'm happy that it won. But as Vubuoy said,
remember our little frog friends didn't win the vote either, but they still managed to hop their way into the game.
So for context, frogs lost a mob vote, which I believe was actually a biome vote, but they still ended up being added to Minecraft eventually. So the crab and penguin and other losers from previous years will possibly make it to Minecraft some other time. So don't worry, your mob can make it into Minecraft at some point in a future update. Plus, I think the armadillo will fit this update nicely, since it has combat in one of its themes, and dog armor, wolf armor, could be used for combat. You know, bring your wolf with the armor in to the trial chambers. Yep, I was about to say trial structure, but it's really called trial chambers. So yeah, bring your armored wolf into the trial chambers with you to fight the breeze and whatever you'll be able to find in there. I would like to thank you all for watching. I appreciate you taking the time to. If you like what you saw, or are even on Team Armadillo, I would love if you could subscribe to the channel so we could be Team Armadillo and Team 1.21 together, as well as like the video if you, well, liked the video, and turn on post notifications so you do not miss the next upload on the channel. So yeah, a combat, adventure, tinkering update. It seems to be all over the place again like with 1.20. It seems they're doing anything in their power to avoid a properly themed update like we used to get, like an end update.